What makes you good? It's a podcast and a video.
Hello, I'm David, and this is What Makes You Good, a podcast from Heart and Soul.
This is Heart and Soul. We believe in the powers and talents of people with a learning disability. I'm Ella, and this is Richard Phoenix. Phoenix, you're an artist, a music producer, a book author, a band player. You do all kinds of things.
Okay. Mr. Richard Phoenix, without further ado, I'm going to ask you the first question.
Richard Phoenix, would you like to introduce yourself?
My bad.
So, right, Richard Phoenix, would you like to introduce yourself? Here we go.
Oh, yeah. Thanks, Ella. Hi, David. You're right.
Hello.
Big up DJ Sted. That was great.
Yeah.
So I am Richard Phoenix. I'm an artist, and at Heart and Soul, I work with all the young people as an associate artist, which, means I do a lot of different things.
Thank you for that, Richard. And without further ado, I will ask you the first question of this podcast. And my question to you is, how do you do the multiple roles you do here at Heart and Soul?
That's a good question. I try very hard to do lots of them. I don't know. I think it's what comes with the job is figuring out what I need to do for people to be able to support them to do what they want to do. So it means I have to learn lots of new things, but also like pull on the knowledge I already have from making art and making music myself, and then just try and do everything that I can to make sure people are able to make their own art and music or films or anything. So it's kind of a bit of stuff that I already know, and then lots of like figuring out how things work. So
Interesting, really interesting.
How does the creative industries make you feel?
Another good question. I guess it's interesting because I've worked within music, guess the music industry, and then also like art, and then they're kind of interesting places. Like there's some stuff about it I really like. One of the main things with that is meeting people and getting to experience like different types of creativity within it, and like playing music. I've gotten to travel a lot. I've got to see parts of the world I never would have seen before. But then some of those industries I think are quite focused on money and stuff, which hasn't always interested me. And I guess like the industry that Heart and Soul is in is like not for profit, and I really like that. And you're just making and creating stuff for the love of doing it, and you're working with people that want to do it because they love it. And I think that's kind of the space that I enjoy the most, is when people are doing stuff that they really love.
Very good answer, Richard.
Thanks, mate.
So in that case, my second question to you is, if you weren't working for Heart and Soul, what job would you be doing and why?
Oh, I don't know. That's a very good question. And I don't know, maybe something in my hands, like maybe like still making stuff, I think. Like,
So are we talking more DIY?
yeah, maybe some working with wood. That's quite nice.
Yeah.
Or maybe I just switch it up and I just do like investment banking or something and make
Oh, okay.
loads of money and live on a private island.
Oh, steady, Rich, steady.
Okay. What inspired you to do this type of career?
Another good question. Raining down on me. So it's like I was playing bands for a long time, and then I left the band that I was in, and then I was living in Brighton, and I started volunteering for an organisation called Carousel, and they do kind of similar work to Heart and Soul. And I went to a club that they hold, and there was a band playing there called Beat Express. And it was the first time that I'd ever seen musicians with learning disabilities on stage playing, and their songs were amazing, the energy was amazing, and I was really like surprised that I'd never heard of them before. And I think from that moment on, it was like this personal mission of like supporting more people to make music, but then also make sure that people knew about those musicians and artists. So I can't remember the date off the top of my head, but I have a very specific date.
No pressure, Richard. No pressure.
But that was like 15 years ago, and
Wow.
been doing it ever since.
A long time ago, eh?
Yeah.
Wow, blimey. All right. Well,
Seeing other people progress, how does that make you feel?
It makes you feel amazing. I mean, yeah, I think one of the best examples of like progress with some young people that I've worked with is a band called Electric Fire.
what is Electric Fire?
Tell us more.
Okay, well, Electric Fire is a group of 4 musicians. There's William.
Yeah, I know him. Yeah.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
He's all right, isn't he? Yeah. There's Alicia.
Yeah, she can sing, man.
There's Sam.
Oh yeah, he's a great pianist.
And there's Ahima.
Oh, he's full of energy, that boy.
Yeah, plays the drums.
Yeah.
And so they're an amazing band that I've been working with for quite a long time now. But I first met them when I first met you
Oh, Richard, stop it.
about 10 years ago.
Ooh.
Project called Do Your Own Thing.
Yes, I've heard of that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so I've known, Will since he was like 11, 12, something like that.
Oh.
And yeah, kind of now we've traveled, we've gone to Hong Kong, gone to Amsterdam.
Ooh, get you.
We've traveled all over just from making their own music. And I think like seeing that from, being a like 12-year-old, we're all just like smashing, I wasn't 12, but smashing around on drum kits and making noise and stuff, to then be able to travel the world with the songs that you've made. It's kind of, it's special. It's very good.
Blimey, I wish I could go Hong Kong, mate.
Well, next time.
Blimey, wow. All right. Well, in that case, what is it like on a day-to-day basis when you're managing Electric Fire? Well, it must be chaos, surely.
Yeah, complete chaos. Well, I think when we're not doing anything, I always get a nice check-in from Mahima. Good morning, bro. And then Alicia always checks in as well and just sees how I'm doing. So that's a very nice sort of start to the day. But then when we are working together, it's kind of like we'll do a bunch of work getting things set up, and if we're songwriting, gathering ideas together. So everybody is involved in songwriting. William now is like in charge of kind of taking all that stuff and coming up with ideas in Ableton and all this sort of stuff. And then when they're actually playing, again, it's kind of setting up. But when they're on stage, I just get to watch them now. And it's just this unleashing of energy. I'm watching crowds just like dancing and going wild. And yeah, just it's brilliant. And then we get to pack up all their stuff, go home, or stay in a hotel if we're doing that. That's always good.
So sorry, Richard. You were mentioning about Ableton. Please, can you tell our viewers what Ableton is, if you don't mind?
Okay, so Ableton is a DAW. It's a DAW. So digital audio workstation, which is a complicated way of saying it records music, and you can make beats like bass lines and entire songs in it. And when we're talking about progress, so when I first working with Electric Fire, I was using that a lot, and now I don't do so much of that, and Will is in control of all that and takes charge and makes it all happen. So yeah.
So more or less, William's control of the magic, more or less.
He is in control of the magic.
Wow.
I'm on my way out. Yeah.
You shouldn't write yourself off, Rich. Not yet, mate. You still got plenty in the tank, that's for sure. All right. Well, with that being said, Big Rich, I would like to ask you, if you could go back in time to work with Heart and Soul again, what would you do differently?
Very good question again.
Thank you.
I would say that I wouldn't change anything, because even though I've made a lot of mistakes over the years,
As you all have.
yeah,
I'm sure.
exactly, I feel like they're really important for learning. I've actually probably, often learned more from the mistakes that I've made than I have from when I've got it right. So yeah, I think it's important to stand by what you've done, and whether that's whether you're getting it right, whether you're getting it wrong, but always learning from it and stuff. So my profound answer is nothing.
All right. And my last question to you, Rich, is can you give the viewers some advice if they want to get into music? What advice would you give them?
I think like what I was saying before is like, if you want to do it, you should do it because you love it. And then, your measure of success is like, whether you still enjoy making it. And I think it's a good way of gathering people around you that are like-minded, that sort of think the way that you do and can support you and create a kind of like nice community. So that's kind of, I think, the good things about music. So.
And art as well.
Well, yeah, exactly. You're right, Ella. Exactly. They're all connected.
Yes.
I think that's why I do so many different things.
Well, Rich, you're very good at your crafts, mate. I'll tell you that.
You're too kind.
What makes you good, Richard? We want to know now.
Oh, okay.
Come on.
Well, it's a hard one, isn't it? Because I think you don't want to say that, like, I'm good. But I think actually from one thing I've learned from being at Heart and Soul is that you got to big yourself up. You got to be happy with who you are and what you're doing. And I don't know, I think I'm always trying to make myself better, I think, whether that's within art or music or just being like a nice person or whatever, or learning stuff. So maybe like trying to be good makes me good.
Richard, you're good all the time, mate, yeah? You're a good influencer.
I'm going to put that on my card.
You're a good influencer.
Thank you and goodbye. Would anybody like to say any hashtags? I say thank you to Heart and Soul for everything they do, and thanks to everyone for organising this podcast.
I want to pick up all the Heart and Soul crew and all the radio team. They've been absolutely fabulous from the day we started this project. So yeah, big up to you guys.
I think because we mentioned it in the interview, want to big up Electric Fire and do your own thing. Want to big up the Heart and Soul shop, making these amazing jumpers by Ella. And I want to big up DJ.
Printing these T-shirts as well.
Oh yeah.
With all different artwork on from
Wow.
all the Feel Good Designers team.
And I want to big up DJ Sted and DJ Keegs as well.
All right, and
DJ
it's funny you
Fox.
should mention that, Rich, because right now I do believe DJ Keegs is to play us out. So DJ Keegs, take it away.
Yay!